Have you ever looked at someone you thought was living almost the same kind of life as you, only to realize a few years later that their energy, their eyes, and their whole presence feel like a different level altogether? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to grow calmer, kinder, and more radiant over time, even though they are also just commuting, working, scrolling, and lying in bed like everyone else? Welcome back to the channel, my friend. I am really glad you are here again, not just letting the day slip away, but taking time to look directly at how you are living. Today we are going to explore a very simple, but extremely deep idea for a person who is truly intentional. Even lying down in bed can be a form of practice. Every tiny detail of how you pass your time is quietly shaping your blessings, your destiny, and your inner state. The original teaching we are expanding from points to something very precious. It says that the light of wisdom, once awakened, is like a pure sun that can gradually melt the darkness and turbulence inside the heart. When this light is present, even very ordinary moments become part of the path. Washing dishes, riding the bus, waiting in line, staring at the ceiling before sleep, even the way you scroll on your phone when you lie down at night, all become chances to plant seeds of awakening or seeds of confusion. So in this long story minus like script, we are going to walk together through several layers. First, we will talk about what it really means to be intentional in daily life and why the heart's direction matters more than outer appearance. Then, we will follow a few very relatable scenes around bedtime and ordinary rest and see how three different people lie down in completely different ways. From there, we will dive into one main character's journey of learning how to turn nightly habits into practice, and how that slowly shifts his emotions, his blessings, and even his destiny. Finally, we will circle back to you, reflect on what this means for your own nights and days, and invite you into a new, gentle way of practicing that does not require a mountain retreat, only a slightly more awake heart. Take a breath. Let us begin with a simple question. What does it mean to be intentional in the spiritual sense? In many traditions, including Buddhist teachings and ancient wisdom from many cultures, there is a strong emphasis on the mind's motivation. Two people can do the same outer action, but create completely different karmic results because their intention is different. One person donates money for the sake of praise and reputation. Another gives a similar amount quietly, just wanting others to suffer a little less. Outwardly, the donation is the same. Inwardly, the energy is completely different. The same is true with rest. Two people may both lie in bed for an hour. One lies there drowning in resentment, envy, and numb distraction. The other lies there watching their own mind, gently repenting, offering blessings, remembering the law of cause and effect, and softening their heart. Outside, they both look lazy. Inside, one is wasting life. The other is refining it. In that sense, intentional people practice even while lying down is not a slogan. It is a statement about how much power your small moments actually carry. To make this more concrete, let us look at three very familiar night minus time modes of lying down. As we walk through them, see which one feels most like you right now. The first mode is the most common in our era: lying down with the phone, scrolling from one thing to another. You tell yourself, I am just going to relax a little before sleep. You open a short video app, or social media, or a news feed. One clip leads to another. One story leads to another. You look at other people's faces, bodies, careers, vacations, purchases, and carefully curated happiness. Somewhere inside, a voice begins to whisper, "Other people are ahead. I am behind. Other people are living. I am just existing. Everyone has something I do not." You see arguments, disasters, scandals, tragedies from all over the world compressed into a few minutes of content. Your nervous system is bombarded. Your mind becomes more agitated than before you lay down. You started out wanting rest. You ended up feeding your mind poison. When you finally turn off the screen, your eyes are dry, your chest is tight, and it is hard to fall asleep. This way of lying down does not only steal your rest, it quietly eats away at your self-worth, your compassion, and your trust in life. It is like drinking bitter water while telling yourself you are hydrating. The second mode looks calmer on the outside, but is just as exhausting on the inside, lying there in a haze of uncontrolled thinking. No phone, no book, just you and your mind. You stare at the ceiling. Your body is still, but your thoughts run like wild horses. You replay old conflicts, the thing your co-worker said that hurt you, the argument you had with a family member, the chance you missed years ago. Then your thoughts jump ahead into future fears: losing your job, getting sick, being alone. None of this thinking is clear or structured. It is just looping, heavy and muddy. There is no conclusion, only a cloud of "I do not know what to do, but I feel terrible." Your body is lying down, but your mind is running a marathon. This mode actually builds a habit. Your nervous system starts to associate bedtime with a time to open the vault of anxiety. Over the years, many people unconsciously create a bedtime anger ritual or a bedtime worry ritual without realizing it. They cannot sleep without first replaying grievances or worries. It is a deeply unhelpful kind of practice. The third mode is the one that intentional practitioners slowly build, lying down in a way that actually nourishes your heart. Even if your body is doing nothing sophisticated, you lie down. But instead of automatically reaching for the phone or indulging in random mental wandering, you gently call your mind back. You review your day with a calm, honest attitude. You notice where you did well and where you lost patience, spoke harshly, or acted out of selfishness. You sincerely acknowledge your mistakes and feel a natural wish to be better. You consciously cultivate gratitude, remembering people who helped you. You send kind wishes even to those who hurt you, not because what they did was right, but because you do not want to chain your own heart with hatred. You chant, you recite, you watch your breath. You feel tension in your body slowly release. From the outside, it still looks like you are just lying now, but inside, you are doing some of the most important work a human being can do: collecting your scattered mind, cleaning your emotional field, and aligning your heart with wisdom and compassion. You are not adding any glamorous achievements to your resume. You are adjusting your inner direction a few degrees each night. Over months and years, that small adjustment leads you to a very different shore. Which mode is closest to how you lie down now? And which mode do you want to grow into? To make all of this less abstract, let us follow the journey of one person. His story is not dramatic in the usual movie sense. There are no big explosions, no sudden lottery wins, no wild miracles. But if you understand the law of cause and effect, you will see that his nights in bed quietly changed his blessings, his temperament, and even his luck. Imagine a man in his mid-30s named Eric. Eric is not particularly special in the eyes of the world. He works in a small office. He rents a modest apartment in a crowded neighborhood. He has parents who worry about him, a few good friends, and a trail of half-finished goals. He is not a villain, but he is also not a saint. In other words, he is like many of us. For most of his 20s, Eric lived on autopilot. He worked, he ate, he drank with friends, he watched shows, he slept. He also complained a lot. He complained about his salary, about his boss, about his parents' expectations, about his love life, about his body, about the world. In his mind, life was something that was happening to him, not something he was participating in. At night, his habits were a mix of the first and second modes. Sometimes he lay in bed with his phone until his eyes burned. Sometimes he lay there with no phoning, just let his mind wander into self-pity. He had headaches, insomnia, and a permanent feeling that he was stuck in a fog. He often thought, "My life is small. My heart is tired. Maybe this is just how it is." Then two things happened that began to crack that fog. The first was that a close friend of his, a man about his age who seemed healthy, suddenly had a serious health crisis. Out of nowhere, a diagnosis came, and within months, that friend's life changed completely. Hospital visits, treatments, fear in his wife's eyes, his parents' silence. Eric watched all of this with shock. It was as if someone had grabbed him by the shoulders and shaken him. The second was that during this period, when he was already more sensitive, he came across an online talk by a gentle teacher, speaking about how intentional people practice even while lying down. The teacher said something like this: "Every night when you lie down is a rehearsal for the day you will lie down and not get up again. How you hold your mind in those minutes before sleep is not a small matter. It is shaping your tendency, your karmic momentum, your spiritual level. If you spend every night in resentment, envy, and numbness, that is not just relaxing, that is training yourself to die in confusion. If you spend every night in awareness, repentance, gratitude, and loving wishes, you are training yourself to die in clarity, unkindness. And the way you die is deeply connected to the way you live." This sentence went straight into Eric's chest like a bell. He thought of his sick friend on the hospital bed. He thought of his own nightly rituals of anger and distraction. He thought of how he sometimes said, "I am too tired to practice anything. Maybe when I am older, I will think about spiritual matters." For the first time, he clearly saw how arrogant that thought was. Who had promised him that older would definitely come? That night, when he lay down in his usual way, phone in hand, he suddenly felt a wave of shame. Not a shame that crushed him, but a shame that came from seeing clearly. He realized that every night, he was not simply resting. He was training his heart in a direction. The direction, up to that point, had mostly been confusion. He put the phone on the bedside table. For a few minutes he just lay there, not knowing what to do. Then he remembered the teacher suggesting that instead of replaying grievances, one could replay the day for the sake of understanding and transformation. So he tried. He took a slow breath and let his body settle. He mentally walked through his day. He saw himself in the morning, snapping at his mother on the phone because she had made a comment he did not like. He saw how her voice had gone small and tight after that. He saw himself at work, rolling his eyes behind a colleague's back, mocking him in a group chat. He saw himself on the bus home, looking at a tired old man and thinking, "I hope I never end up like that," without recognizing the arrogance in that thought. He did not like what he saw. Part of him wanted to quickly push those images away and distract himself with something more pleasant. But another part recognized that this was exactly the sort of self-protective avoidance that had kept him stuck for years. So he tried something new. He whispered inside, I am sorry." He did not say it in a dramatic way, just in a very honest way. "I am sorry I spoke so harshly to my mother. I am sorry I made fun of my colleague instead of supporting him. I am sorry I looked down on that stranger. I see that my heart is not as kind as I thought. I want to be better." This was his first real attempt at knightly repentance, even though he did not yet have religious language around it. He also remembered that the teacher had said that repentance without a change of heart is just a performance. So he added, "Please, let me remember this tomorrow. Please let me treat them differently." Then, awkwardly, he tried to feel gratitude. It felt strange. The day had not been particularly good. He had spent a lot of time complaining internally. But he realized that there were still things to be grateful for. He had a body that worked. He had parents still alive. He had a job that, while not glamorous, paid for his food and rent. He had a bed to lie on. He thought about his friend in the hospital bed and felt his heart soften. "Thank you," he whispered, not quite sure who he was saying it to, but feeling that it mattered. That night, something very subtle shifted. The world did not change. His bank account did not magically grow. His job did not become easier. But inside, a new direction had been set. He fell asleep more quietly than usual. The next day, his external habits rushed back. He still picked up his phone out of boredom. He still got annoyed. He still complained. But at night, when he lay down, he remembered the experiment from the previous night. He decided to try again. He did this not once, not 5 times, but night after night. Some nights he did it for several minutes, other nights only for a short while before he was too sleepy. Sometimes his mind wandered and he had to bring it back. Sometimes he cried quietly when he remembered how he had hurt people. Sometimes he felt nothing at all, just a dull numbness. But he kept going. After a week, he noticed that he was a little more aware during the day. When his mother called and he felt irritation rising, he remembered his nightly confession and bit back a harsh remark. Instead, he took a breath and answered more patiently. It was not perfect. He still felt irritated, but he did not let the irritation shape his words in the same way. After a month, he noticed that his desire to mock others had lessened slightly. When a colleague made a mistake, his first impulse to send a sarcastic message to his group chat was followed by a memory of last night's repentance. That memory created a small pause. In that pause, he chose to stay quiet or even to help. Each time he chose differently. He felt a quiet satisfaction. His nights also began to include another element: blessing. One night, after reviewing his day and acknowledging his own mistakes, he suddenly thought of people who had hurt him in the past. Old friends who had betrayed his trust, partners who had broken his heart, bosses who had treated him unfairly. In the past, thinking of them at night would send him into an anger spiral. Now, he decided to do something different. With some effort, he whispered inside, "I do not know why you acted the way you did. Maybe you were carrying your own pain. Maybe I too have hurt others in similar ways. I do not have the strength to fully forgive yet, but I sincerely hope that you awaken from your ignorance and stop harming others. I do not want our connection to be a chain of resentment. I want it to become clean." He did this not to appear noble, but because he was tired of being his own jailer. He also began to include simple phrases like, "May the people I met today suffer less. May those who are worse off than me receive help. May I use my life more wisely tomorrow." You might think, this is just positive thinking. Does it really change anything? But if you understand karma, you know that each thought is a seed. Every night, Eric was planting a different kind of seed than before. Instead of seeds of complaint, he was planting seeds of responsibility. Instead of seeds of hatred, he was planting seeds of release. Instead of seeds of envy, he was planting seeds of gratitude. Around this time, he came across stories of great practitioners who saw all of life as practice. He learned that in many traditions, lying down is not considered off-duty. The mind is still creating momentum. Some meditators even pay attention to how awareness continues into sleep. He read that some teachers describe true practice as being cautious in the unseen moments, the times when no one else is watching, when you could easily sink into old habits without anyone knowing. This idea struck him deeply. He realized that in the eyes of the visible world, nobody cared what he thought about in bed. No boss would evaluate his performance based on whether he spent his nights in repentance and gratitude or in gossip and envy. No social media platform would reward him with likes for silently blessing others in his heart. But in the eyes of cause and effect, and in the eyes of any higher wisdom, these unseen moments were perhaps more important than his public actions. He started to feel that when he laid down with awareness, it was as if a quiet observer in his own heart was nodding in approval, saying, "Now you are using your life well." As months passed, some outer changes began to appear. First, his temperament softened. He still had a temper, but the peaks were over and the recoveries faster. His colleagues noticed that he was less sharp-minded and more steady under pressure. One of them even joked, "Did you fall in love or something? You seem less angry these days." He laughed but did not explain. Inside, he knew that he had indeed fallen in love, but not in the usual way. He had fallen in love with the feeling of a clean heart. Second, his relationship with his parents improved. They did not magically become different people. They still had their anxieties and habits. But because he was more aware of his own words and more grateful for their presence, the tone of communication changed. He called them more often without obligation. He listened more. He snapped less. They felt the difference and softened too. The home atmosphere lightened. Third, his luck began to look different. This part is subtle and easy to dismiss as coincidence, but he could feel the pattern. For years, he had felt like life kept closing doors on him. He would try something and quickly give up. He would meet people who seemed indifferent or draining. Now, as his nightly practice stabilized, small opportunities began to appear. One day, a friend mentioned a short course that could improve his skills in a practical way. In the past, he might have dismissed it out of laziness or fear. Now, he thought, "I have been working on my inner state. Maybe this is a chance to also work on outer conditions." He joined the course and discovered he had a talent that he had never cultivated. This eventually led to a side project that supplemented his income and gave him a sense of meaningful progress. Another time, he found himself in a situation where someone tried to draw him into an unethical scheme at work. In the past, he might have been tempted, but his awareness of cause and effect had grown. He remembered his nightly pledge to plant good seeds, not harmful ones. He politely declined. Some months later, that scheme was exposed, and those involved suffered consequences. He was spared, not because he was lucky in a random way, but because his internal practice had strengthened his ability to say no to wrong actions. From the outside, none of this looked like magic, but from the inside, he felt in his bones that his destiny was slowly turning. He was still an ordinary person, still with problems, but his life had a direction now, like a boat that had been drifting and finally found a compass. He also started to deepen his spiritual understanding. The simple nightly reflections eventually lead him to more structured practice, short sessions of sitting meditation, study of teachings about cause and effect, compassion, and emptiness, and a growing interest in the stories of awakened beings who treated every breath as an opportunity to cultivate wisdom and kindness. One line that stayed with him came from a commentary he read: the difference between an awakened person and an ordinary person is not that one has more time, but that one wastes fewer moments. Every time he was tempted to say, "I am too busy to practice," he remembered that line and smiled. If he had time to scroll endlessly in bed, he had time to sit with his own heart for a few minutes. And yet, even as he made progress, he was not perfect. There were periods when he slipped back into old habits, when his nightly practice became mechanical, when he found himself angrily scrolling through his phone again. The difference was that now he noticed much more quickly. Instead of getting lost for months, he would catch himself in a few days and return to his intention. The path of cultivation is rarely a straight line. It is usually a spiral, revisiting the same lessons at deeper levels. You might ask, how exactly did his blessings increase? Did he become rich, famous, or powerful? The answer is more nuanced. His blessings showed themselves first as inner qualities: increased patience, deeper gratitude, greater resilience, more spontaneous compassion, a clearer sense of right and wrong. These inner blessings then translated into outer circumstances: healthier relationships, better choices, fewer self-created disasters, more ability to see uncatch opportunities. If you believe in more subtle layers of cause and effect, you might also say that by stopping harmful nightly patterns and starting wholesome ones, he was reducing the activation of heavy karmic seeds and watering those seeds that would bring support and protection. He was becoming someone that wiser beings would be more inclined to help, simply because his heart was pointed in a good direction. Now, let us turn from Eric's story back to you. Every night, when you lie down, whether it is early or late, whether you are alone or not, whether you are satisfied with your day or not, you are standing at a small but important crossroads. One path leads into deeper confusion. The other leads into deeper clarity. You may say, "It is just 10 minutes before sleep. What does it matter?" But those 10 minutes, repeated over years, add up to a massive amount of time and a strong habitual pattern. If you spend those 10 minutes feeding resentment, envy, and numbness, you are training your heart in one direction. If you spend those 10 minutes in awareness, repentance, gratitude, and blessed intention, you are training it in another direction. Over time, those two directions will lead you to very different places, both in your inner experience and in your outer destiny. You do not need to be a monk or nun. You do not need to move to a mountain. You do not need to stop working, parenting, or paying bills. All you need is a willingness to treat your unseen moments as part of your practice, to accept that how I use this tiny slice of time matters. Let us bring this into very practical terms. Imagine tonight, you are tired. Maybe your day was frustrating. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe someone irritated you. Maybe you feel lonely. Maybe you feel like nothing big has changed in your life for too long. You lie down. Your hand automatically reaches for your phone. Before the screen lights up, pause, just for a breath. Ask yourself gently, what am I about to feed my mind with? What kind of seed am I about to plant? You do not need to become extreme or harsh with yourself. You can still watch something, or read something if you really want to. But perhaps, before you dive into the stream, you can give a few minutes to your own heart. Put the phone down, close your eyes, let your body settle. Then, in your own words, replay the day. Ask yourself today, when did I act with kindness? When did I act with selfishness? When did I speak gently? When did I speak harshly? Where did I choose truth? Where did I shade it? Where did I spread encouragement? Where did I spread poison? As memories surface, do not judge yourself from a place of self-hatred. Look at them the way a caring teacher might look at a student's work honestly, but with the intention to help. When you see something you are not proud of, let yourself truly feel the discomfort. Then transform that discomfort into repentance. I see that this was not good. I see the harm it could cause. I do not want to repeat this. May I remember this tomorrow and choose differently. If there is someone you hurt whom you can apologize to, make a quiet plan to do it when the time is right. After that, let your attention turn toward gratitude. Even on the most difficult days, there is something to be grateful for. Maybe you had access to clean water. Maybe someone smiled at you. Maybe your body carried you through the day. Maybe a stranger did something small but kind. Let those memories soften your heart. Say silently, "Thank you." Gratitude is not a denial of pain. It is a refusal to let pain erase everything else. Then, if you can, offer blessings. Think of the people you interacted with today: family members, colleagues, service workers, strangers on the commute. Think of those who are suffering more than you. Think even of those who irritated or hurt you. In your heart, say, "May you be less confused. May you suffer less. May you awaken. May I not add to your suffering." You are not condoning wrong actions. You are choosing not to multiply hatred. You can also remember that your own destiny is not fixed. You can say, "May I awaken to wisdom. May I understand cause and effect more deeply. May I stop creating unnecessary suffering. May my life be used to bring more kindness into the world." This is a vow. It does not need to be grand or dramatic. It just needs to be sincere. If you are from a tradition that includes chanting or prayer, you can add a short recitation that connects you with awakened beings, with the field of compassion and wisdom that supports all sincere practitioners. If not, you can simply rest your attention on the breath, on the rise and fall of the chest, trusting that awareness itself is a doorway. In the beginning, this may feel awkward. You might feel silly talking to yourself in the dark. You might get bored. Your mind will wander. That is okay. Every habit feels awkward at first. The important thing is not to be perfect. It is to persist. After a week of this, check how you feel. After a month, check again. You may notice that you react differently to small annoyances. You may find that you apologize more easily. You may discover that envy has a little less grip on you. You may sense that your nights are less haunted and your mornings less heavy. This is how intentional people practice even while lying down, not by forcing themselves into strange postures, but by honoring the quiet power of their own minds. Now, let me share something from a more personal angle. As if we were friends talking on a sofa late at night, many of us secretly believe that our life's big turning points will come from external events: a new job, a new relationship, a new city, a big opportunity. We imagine that if only those outer conditions change, our inner world will naturally follow. There is some truth in that. Outer conditions do influence us, but again and again, life shows that without an inner turning, outer changes are temporary. The kind of turning we have been talking about in this video is subtle and invisible to most of the world. Nobody is going to clap for you because you spent 10 minutes in bed reviewing your day with honesty and compassion. No one will post your name on a list of top night minus time rep enters. But in the realm of karma, in the realm of awakening, those 10 minutes are recorded very clearly. Every time you choose to look at your own mind instead of escaping into distraction, you are shifting your trajectory. Every time you turn a grudge into a wish for awakening, you are cutting a karmic chain. Every time you choose gratitude over entitlement, you are increasing your blessings. This is not superstition. It is cause and effect. You might not feel like a spiritual practitioner. You might think, I am just an ordinary person trying to survive. But if you start to live this way, you are already walking on the path of cultivation. Your room becomes a small practice hall. Your bed becomes a small altar in your heart. Your nightly ritual becomes a ceremony of returning to yourself. When people talk about blessings and spiritual level, it can sound vague, but at the simplest level, blessings show themselves as conditions that support wholesome living, unpracticed good health, enough material support, kind connections, and opportunities to learn. Spiritual level shows itself as stability of mind, freedom from compulsive reactivity, generosity, compassion, and insight into the nature of experience. If your daily and nightly habits are aligned with these qualities, your blessings and level will gradually rise, even if your outer life remains modest. If your habits go against them, your blessings and level will decline, no matter how impressive your outer achievements are. So, my friend, as we near the end of this long journey together, I want to invite you to look at your own nights with fresh eyes, not with guilt, but with curiosity and kindness. Tonight, when you lie down, ask yourself, do I want to use this time to rehearse suffering or to rehearse awakening? You do not need to change everything at once. Even if you spend just 3 minutes in awareness before you pick up your phone, that is already a seed. Over time, you can gently extend it. Let your practice grow like a plant, slowly but persistently, watered by sincerity. If you feel moved, I would really like to hear your experiences. Have you ever noticed how your mood before sleep affects your dreams or your morning? Have you ever tried reflecting on your day or praying before sleep and felt a difference? Have you had periods when you were stuck in a negative nightly ritual and then managed to change it? Share in the comments if you are comfortable. Your story might be the mirror or the encouragement someone else needs. If this long, gentle talk has brought you some insight, comfort, or motivation, I warmly invite you to stay connected with this channel. We often explore themes like awakening, wisdom, cause and effect, compassion, practice, and destiny, not as distant theories, but as living realities in everyday life. You can subscribe so you do not miss future videos. And you can like this one so the platform is more likely to show it to others who are also lying in bed at night wondering why their hearts feel heavy. If you feel that having a space like this matters in a world of constant noise and distraction, you can also consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. That support helps us keep making content that is slow, thoughtful, and honest, like a friend sitting with you on difficult days instead of just trying to entertain you. Thank you for walking with me all the way to this point. May your nights become softer, clearer, and more awake. May your tiny daily details quietly turn into great blessings. May you discover that even when you are lying down doing nothing special, your heart can be standing upright, walking steadily on the path of wisdom and compassion. There comes a time when you realize You want something that belongs just to you. Something that brings comfort and keeps you connected to your inner world. Wall-crafted bracelet does exactly that. Quietly, softly, and consistently. If you felt drawn to any bracelet in this video, you'll find the purchase link in the video description and many more auctions in the channel storefront. Because sometimes the smallest item can bring the biggest sense of peace.